Today, I'm revealing my top 5 advanced ASO strategies that helped me build a portfolio worth $374,000 on the App Store with no team, no ads, no marketing. By the end of the video, you'll know exactly how to rank #1 for your chosen keyword and how to dominate your category. Plus, I'm revealing the secret spy tool that I have used to discover every single keyword that I've built all of my apps on top. And trust me, nobody's talking about this. Let's dive in. You might have noticed that I don't make YouTube videos very often, maybe once a year. But I've created this incredible community for amazing app builders and top performers, school.com/app success, where I'm active every single day. And I answer every single question that people ask me. And I share my own case studies and examples of every successful app launch and every failure as well. I want all of us to grow together. I don't need to keep any secrets, so I share everything in here. Not only do we have a live community, there's also a classroom where I'm dropping courses, and everything that I know, I teach you in here. And if you go into some of the courses, for example, here, I'm talking about a launch that we had that did not work out very well. And I explain why it didn't work out. And also, we host live sessions. For example, tomorrow, I'm doing a live keyword hunt, where I will share my screen, where I search for keywords that I would normally use and build, but I share with the community. So if this is interesting for you, if you want to commit and go all in, please join our community. The advanced strategy #1 is don't build apps on ideas, build on keywords. So the usual story is that you have an idea for an app, you spend a lot of time and resources and energy to build this out, and either you launch it and realize nobody wants it, or there's 100 apps just like that. And then people scramble to try to find ASO and find keywords to optimize, but it's already too late. You should flip this completely upside down. It's exactly what I did 12 months ago. I stopped building on ideas and I started building on keywords. So first I would find a keyword that is low competition, high trending volume, build an entire product on this one keyword. We rank #1, installs, revenue, everything comes without any ads, without any marketing. It is so simple, it's silly, and every other industry in the world works this way. Why not on the App Store? Let me show you an example that we did a couple of days ago using the strategy. We launched an app, immediately got traction, and revenue came on day 1. So I shared it in this post in my community, and I shared that we found a keyword for hair product scanner, and we copied one of the old designs of a different app that we had that also included this scanner. It was a plant scanner. So it took us only 2 days to launch the app, something I talk about in the course how to do. And here you can see when we launched the app, the keyword hair product scanner, on day 1 we launched and we were ranked around 30. And then in the next couple of days, it only took 3-4 days, and we skyrocketed to #6 in our ranking, which was really cool to see. Again, no advertising, no ASO hacks, no marketing, no posting on Reddit and social media, just good old strategy of using trending keywords and launching apps quickly. So we ranked #6 immediately, and that also came with revenue. So the first day, first revenue came $40, second day set $40 again. And as we'll continue rank higher and higher, our revenue will continue coming and increasing. So this is a beautiful example, and almost every single app we launch, it makes money from day 1. It's a question of how much it will make. That depends on many variables, like how popular is the keyword, is there any competition, and the other variables are also important. But I'm trying to communicate that the method works. My advanced strategy #2 is to use AppTweak to find the secret keywords that nobody is seeing. So you might like the theory that I talked about in the first point. Okay, find keywords by low competition, high search volume. That sounds great, but where do you actually find them? I use AppTweak, and I discovered that every week there are hundreds of keywords that are trending and follow under the trending keyword method that I talk about. For me, a trending keyword has 2 characteristics. #1, it has no competition, either very low, very bad competition, or no competition at all. And #2, it is trending, which means it used to have very low search volume, and now it has a very high search volume. If you find a keyword that had a high search volume for a year, there's already a lot of competition, it's already too late. So the goal is to find trending keywords. And you might be surprised that there are hundreds of trending keywords on the App Store every week. if you don't have access to AppTweak yourself, because it is a paid subscription. When you join the community, you can join some of our live keyword hunts. I do them every week, and this is a recording of a past session that we did where I walk you through the entire process of how I look for keywords, find the ones that are high traffic, low competition, and I share everything with the community. My advanced strategy number 3 is onboarding. Most developers and app companies underestimate the power of the onboarding. I think it's so important, it's almost like a separate product. So I sometimes spend more energy on the onboarding than the actual product itself, because the onboarding is everything. And there are 3 keys to a really good onboarding. Number 1, we give user everything they want. We give them the wow effect already in the onboarding. So we get them to experience the product and get the feeling of the product in the onboarding. Number 2, we have an amazing paywall in the onboarding. And number 3, we have a review prompt right after the paywall. This is a tiny little hack, but it makes a huge improvement. And it's counterintuitive. Normally, we want to put a review prompt after they experience the product, but you have to do it at the beginning. Something I noticed, and I think people just want to skip the review prompt and get to the product, so they just click 5 stars. This has showed us that we get a lot more reviews, a lot more 5-star reviews, helps to boost our ASO ranking, and everything works better. Okay, so this might seem a little overwhelming. You might be wondering, what does an actual good onboarding look like? In the community, I have shared a Figma file where I have collected the top performing onboardings from what I've seen, the top performers in terms of the conversion from install to revenue. Now, if you notice, there is a big difference between a lot of these apps, and there is no silver bullet. So some of these are very long, like you can see in this example of Flow, very, very long, a lot of questions, and you get a paywall at the end. Same with this one. And some of them are super short, super brief, just straight to the paywall. No other simple onboarding. So there is no silver bullet. I can't tell you this is the ultimate formula, but we know what are the patterns and kind of top performing examples. You can take inspiration, take some of the designs, adjust them for yourself, and then go ahead and do it. The advanced strategy number 4 is to not build full-blown products, but mini products. So the key is to find a trending keyword. And you have to go fast. The entire reason why this works, because we move really fast. So we can build an app before the big companies come, before the competition, and they take the entire market. If you do it quickly, you can rank number 1 early. So build a mini product that delivers amazing value for one specific keyword. So there's one specific feature that works really well. I know a lot of people have these ideas that you want to build the overall mental health or fitness app for everything, but this is not what people want. People are searching for very specific niche things. So build niche features. Think of it as a mini product, not even an MVP. In my app studio, we're only 2 people. I do all the design, and my partner, Evrim, writes all the code. And it takes us 5 days to go from idea to launched app on the App Store, or submit it to the App Store at least. Sometimes it takes a few days for the review process. But 5 days from idea to launch. And my advanced strategy number 5 is to reuse, recycle code and design. So on average, it takes us 5 days to build a product. Sometimes we can do it in 2-3 days. And the reason why we're so fast and why all this works, because we reuse and recycle code and design. So whenever we're making a new product, we look at the portfolio, what we already built before. And if you're starting your first app, this is not a strategy for you. But if you already have a couple of apps under your belt, you can take code elements and design elements, repurpose them, and build products even much quicker.